All right, everybody. So let's talk about the solar eclipse, this lunar solar eclipse that's happening on Saturday, October 28th. So, as we are getting into it, the moon is opposite the sun, and this is an eclipse cycle that won't happen again for about another 30 years or so. And it started on, I want to say, November 19th of 2021. So as you're thinking about this eclipse cycle, what I'd like you to think about is what changes and what transformations have you experienced over the course of the last couple of years since November 19th of 2021. So that's going to be this eclipse story that's just finishing up. So the good news is a lot of the work has already been done. You've done the work. And you can always look at your chart to see what house is the story of Scorpio and Taurus in your chart, because that'll be where this is played out for you if you want to hone in on that a little bit more in greater detail. So every house is going to have another story, a different story. And so when you're thinking about the course of all that you have gone through, what have been the transformations that you have experienced over this period of time? If you are a Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, the fixed sign axis would have gotten hit the hardest. However, it's definitely would have affected all of us. So, when we're thinking about the eclipse that's coming up on Saturday, as myself, as a traditional astrologer, I do pay attention to what the traditions say, and I don't do ceremony on eclipse times. Um, in the ancient times, that was the time that they had beheaded the king and major figures just, got slayed, right? It's really this time of cutting off that lunar light. So we just really want to be mindful that we're not, for myself at least, I will not be doing my normal full moon ritual. However, we can really do this honoring. We can really honor these chapters that we have undergone and know that this chapter is really on its last leg. It's finishing up. It's just about this time of being able to go in and work on experience just that cleaning house. It's just really this lunar cleansing, if you will, this lunar cleansing of this chapter of the last couple of years. And with it playing out in Taurus and Scorpio, it has a lot to do with our resources, our desires, sensuality, power struggles. And with the lunar eclipse being in Taurus, the moon actually likes Taurus. So it's actually a good placement for the moon to be in. However, the eclipse energy of that, it's not allowing that moon flow to come through in the same positive way that it might at other times. And so there's some other couple of positive aspects that are happening throughout the day. However, the intensity and the ungroundedness and a little bit of the chaos of the day is probably going to be greater than the glimmers of good that's going to come through. So on Saturday, as you have those glimmers of positivity, definitely hold on and take advantage of those. And when the best way to experience this, there's going to be a lot of energy around words. We really want to be mindful of our words and the impact that they have on others. They can have an extra intensity. They can have an extra power. Words can really hurt at a very deep level. And there might be explosive words that come through. There might be cutting or even poisonous words that come through. You may be on the receiving side of that. This type of placement with all of this Mars energy from the sun, coming through with the Mars rules Scorpio. So all of that energy that's going to be coming through, it can come across in a very challenging way where our words, they hold an extreme amount of power. We really want to be mindful of the impact that we have in what we say and how we say things, to make sure that we're doing the best that we can to allow for them to be received in the most positive way. There might be a lot of misunderstandings where you meant to say it this way and it didn't, you had no intention of it being, you had the best intention with saying whatever it is that you say, and it's received in a very cutting and harmful way, which was totally not what you had intended. So just really be mindful of those communication, those moments of communication where if you see someone just kind of like cringe back a little bit when you say something, you may want to just add that piece of clarity. You may want to be able to probe into what that other person might be experiencing, just to be able to open up those conversations as they're coming up. So I am now going to refer over to my notes. And yeah, so y'all, I finally got contacts, which means that I now have reading glasses. So fun. My new life of wearing my glasses on my head so that I can read what it is that I'm wanting to see. So with the eclipse, it's going to feel very frantic. It's going to feel very ungrounded. And as you feel that you're getting caught up in whatever that chaos might be happening, I really invite you to do some deep breathing exercises to be able to ground into yourself and get yourself planted, because it can be very easy to get caught up in the hoopla of whatever might be going on. So I did a couple of recent videos that had where I talked about some grounding techniques and some things that you might be interested in trying. So you might want to check those out. And yeah, so when we think about just with Scorpio and Taurus, that sensual desire, and when we think of Scorpio, and even just that, not Scorpio so much, but I'm thinking about snakes and how they shed their skin. And so this could feel like that we're coming out, we're shedding our skin, we are now just we're ready to exfoliate exfoliate all of the crud that's been building up and needing to be released. And that might actually be some good things to be able to do for yourself over the weekend, is to do a nice exfoliation, take a nice bath, being able to just clear away, so this moon is just a really great energy to cleanse away all of the gunk that has built up over this last couple of years, this chapter from this last couple of years. And as we're thinking about how that chapter is unfolded in our life, and we can now see, we should now be able to see, and ideally, we should be able to see a clearing of where we've come from, with a clearing of where we can go from here, with some courage and strength and tenacity. So, the experience of the last 2 years ideally would have helped you see how strong you are and how tenacious you can be, to be able to know that you are in this final push of this next milestone that's coming. We're now finishing up the story as we're beginning a new one. So the new moon in Libra would have started this next eclipse story. So you'll want to also look at where is Libra and Aries in your chart, because that's where the next 18, 19 months is going to really take place, over the course, moving forward. So that'll be a new story. So this is also a great time to rest. So when we're thinking about grounding, we've gone through a lot over the course of the last couple of years. I know I can say that for myself. Over the last 2 years, I have gone through and experienced a great deal. And this is now the time to rest and give ourselves some nourishment, some soul nourishment. It's not the time to get caught up with the hustle and bustle. It's time to be able to really take some rest and nurturing. So when we're thinking about the last couple of years also, these are around, so some other keywords that I may not have mentioned are, topics of money and our assets, art, sensual pleasures, as well as embodiment. And, this is how have these themes have been active in your life over the last, um, you know, over these last couple of years. And this is really just this final chapter that we get to experience. Eclipses, I mean, there's the culmination of the energy that happens at the eclipse. However, the energy of the overall eclipse, it lasts for a little while. So it's going to be lingering for a little bit. Um, as we've gone through the last couple of weeks, we've been in the that dragon hole between the two eclipses of the new moon and this full moon. And so that's been really, really pressurizing. I know for myself, it's just been really difficult to move. I mean, I felt so much pressure on me that I've just felt very weighted and incredibly tired. And I understand that I'm also working through a lot of not only my emotional stuff, however, also there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? And we're going to feel that. And so these last couple of weeks have just really felt extra intense. And this eclipse energy, it shouldn't feel as intense. However, it's this clearing away, making room for this next chapter, right? So, we just might want to, think about it as this last chapter of any last shakeups. There might be eclipses are notorious for sudden beginnings and sudden endings. So there might also be some synchronicities that might come through, as well as some shakeups that might happen. And that might, it might be like an extra week or so that we're going to feel into that. So really, what's most important is that we honor ourselves, we honor our story, we honor the transformation that we've gone through. It's been a lot. And take advantage of some rest and respite. Take advantage of some time to nurture yourself. With it being, you know, the time that everybody's going to be wanting to be celebrating Halloween, I know for myself, I'm going to be, I'm not going to be going out and doing all the big celebrations. I might peek out for a little bit if I'm feeling extra social. However, for myself, I'm going to be, staying rather close to home and undercover. There's just a lot of crazy energy, going on. And that's for myself. I just want to let all of that be out there, and I'll remain in my zen bubble, so to speak, and use that time to care and nurture myself. And I invite you to do the same thing. You can also use that time as a time to honor our ancestors. This is the veil is really thin right now, and as especially with this full moon, the veil between the worlds is very thin, and so any honoring rituals that you do, with our ancestors, being able to light a flame or a candle for them and honor them and remember them, um, lift your burdens up to them. Um, they can definitely help clear them away and take them off our shoulders. And so it's just a potent time for honoring and remembrance, clearing and cleaning, and nurturing ourselves, and really taking it easy. So ground yourself in, and let's get past this chapter of an incredibly transformational period while we allow this next chapter, this Libra Aries chapter, over the course of the next 19 months to unfold. All right. If you enjoy these updates, please be sure to like and subscribe. So, like and subscribe. Love to be able to get more of these to you more often, and that's just the best way for you to be able to be sure that you get tuned into them when they occur. Take it easy and see you on the other side.